sure a wash pot never boils, right?
Are you going to approve the minutes?
Oh, it's
Sure.
just what they are.
We'll second.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, panel. We'll start with the, what we got here. What is today's date? That's February. The March 25th, Warsaw Board of Zoning Appeals. And the first order of business would be approval of minutes. Are there any questions or comments from the panel?
No, Mr. Vice President, I have read the minutes and will make a motion to approve them.
Thank you, Jeff. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, very good. First order of new business, 2024-0301, 119 South Buffalo, use variance. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the petitioner has requested a use variance for to operate short-term childcare within a C4 zoning district. Petitioner is hoping to locate at 119 South Buffalo Street. They will care for approximately 15 children at a time, with each child staying no more than 4 hours. The hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the weekends. If approved, the petitioner will be required to adhere to any applicable state and local fire and building codes. There is a need for childcare in the community, and this request would have a positive impact on the health and welfare of the community. Since this building has shared walls, there is a concern of the potential impact on the neighboring residents. If the concerns of the residents and tenants of this building are addressed, it is the opinion of the planning department that this request should be viewed favorably.
Okay, any questions or comments of Justin?
Just one question. The term short-term, is that in reference to the amount of time the child will be there, or that they're going to be in this location?
Correct, and it will be, it's in reference in how long they will stay there, and the petitioner will probably be able to answer those questions best. It does trigger different requirements at the state if you're considered long-term versus short-term, so for our purposes, it's not really that pertinent. I just wanted to list exactly what they're planning to do.
Okay, yep.
Okay. How long has the building been empty? Mike moved out, how long was that?
I'm not sure, because it's the back side of the building. I believe that
It's
mud
not
level.
the whole building, it's just part
No,
of it?
yeah, and again, the petitioner might be able to
Yeah.
inform. It's the backside that was in the photo there. It is addressed on Buffalo, but it does face Market Street, so it's been
Okay,
vacant for a
okay,
little.
I'm thinking of the other one that has to do with Mike Lonneris' old place.
No, that's the
Yeah,
third
yeah,
case.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you now, okay. Okay, any other questions or comments? Okay, then anyone wishing to speak on behalf of this request, do we want to come forward? Right ahead. And then if you would, give your name as you start your comments.
Hi, my name is Kristen Garcia. Put it up.
There you go.
Yeah, better? Okay. Yes, so I am looking to petition the zoning at 119 South Buffalo. It is for the whole first floor, but the childcare portion would be in a back larger room, so just occupy one room in the bottom portion of the building. State requirements say anything over 4 hours, then you have to adhere to a lot of state codes and licenses. But anything below 4 hours, so the time frame I'm looking is 2 to 3 hours. They do not have anything at the state level for requirements because it's considered a drop-in service. And I would also be requiring any guardian or parent who's dropping kids off to stay on site, because the front portion of the building would be more of like a cafe style with work areas for working parents or remote workers from home, but also have the option to use the childcare as well.
I'll make sure I understood you. I thought when you were asking your question, how long was she going to rent this? But now I think I misunderstood. you're just talking about only 2 or 3 hours. You don't have a time limit on how long you're gonna rent this building?
Correct. It's just for the childcare, for kids to come in and be watched, like supervised by staff. That is what I'm meaning. It's a short-term,
Short-term, okay.
meaning they're only able to be there for 2 to 3 hours, no more than 4 hours a day, before the state then requires licensing and all those kinds of
Just out of
things.
curiosity, what do you use for a drop-off zone?
What do you mean as far as people coming? So the parents
Dropping
would.
their kids off, they go to the side street, or they go down Buffalo, or are they coming down Market, or where?
So it would be, the draw of the building is going to have the childcare aspect, but it's also going to be, you know, a cafe style, meaning there's going to be drinks, there's going to be probably some grab and go lunch items. So the parents have to stay in the building with the children, so they would be parking, coming in the building. Their kids would be able to go in this back room, kind of if you think about like the YMCA, when you take your kids, you have to stay on site, but your kids can go to the childcare for a certain amount of time
I
to
see.
be, yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
So you're not looking for any parking issues?
I mean, there's always parking issues downtown, I would say, but it's, you know, the parents have to be with the kids as they're walking in the doors. You know, we're not coming out to get the kids. The parents have to be in the building the entire duration of when their kid is being watched.
And how many,
Okay.
I'm sorry,
No.
how many children did you anticipate having?
I would say 10 to 15, probably no more.
Okay, okay, very good.
Okay, so this isn't like before and after school type thing?
Correct. And it's not any sort of daycare. We wouldn't have to provide food. We wouldn't have to provide sleeping spaces because it's only short term. So the state did tell me the more guidelines, the more things you have in place, the better to protect yourself, the business. So there would be a lot of guidelines. The parents being there is a really big part of them being on site. There would be cameras in the room. There would be very strict stipulations for workers, 18 and above, background checks, because all those things, you know, still you want the kids to be protected, but it's only short term. So only under 4 hours, can't go over, but I'm looking more for 2 to 3 hours.
What is your anticipated hours of operation?
Through the week, about 7, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning until about 5. And then weekends, depending, probably around 10 to 2.
Okay, let me understand. She said 7 until 5 in the evening?
Yeah, correct.
So you've got varying groups who only come in
Correct.
for 2 to 3 hours or whatever, but that rotates?
Correct, yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, catch that. And what was the weekend again?
Probably around 10 to 2, just depending on demand too. It might change if there's people who, you know, if there's a desire from the community to be open different hours, I would take that into consideration as well.
Strictly a curiosity question. I've never heard of this before, but
Yeah.
this is pretty popular, this marketing idea?
No, I did a lot of research. And I've thought about this personally as a parent. I work from home. I have a 2.5-year-old, and it's really hard to do work with a kid at home. And I've done a lot of looking around, and there's not really anything like this. You know, I've seen a couple places like on the West Coast, but nothing local that I've seen that offers more of, you know, going to get coffee or a drink or lunch with a friend and having that option of childcare. But it's also going to be more work centered. So there will be, you know, some private desk areas, monitors you could use for your computer, printing services, that kind of thing. So it does draw more workers as well, working parents.
Have you had people express interest just out of curiosity?
Some, I need to do a little bit more research in that too, but yeah, I have. Yeah.
Is this Saturday and Sunday?
Probably not Sunday, but just depending. You know, the weekends is going to be more, you know, moms with their kids and coming to meet friends or whatever that might be, but
Okay.
I'm anticipating more through the week.
Other questions or comments?
No.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak on behalf? Is there anybody who has questions or is opposed? Okay. With that, then I'll close it to the public. And panel, what are your thoughts?
Hey, Justin, the one statement here, be required to adhere to applicable state and local fire and building codes. Who monitors that?
So our department, the building and planning department, so we have, the fire marshal will come in and look at since we're changing the use, they need to do a little walkthrough to make
Sure.
sure they have egress, and with having that many people in a building, you just want to make sure they could get out if there was a fire.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Anybody else? Are we ready for a recommendation?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion, we approve.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Bob. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sounds very good.
Thank you.
Always good to see those buildings get filled. Okay, so next up would be, back to where I can see now. 2024-0302, 702 South Buffalo Street, Development Standards. Go ahead, Justin.
So the petitioner has requested a variance from development standards to allow a shipping container to be placed for outdoor storage at 702 South Buffalo Street. The petitioner is located at 704 South Buffalo Street on the neighboring parcel. There's an agreement between the petitioner and the business at 702 South Buffalo Street attached. Because of size constraints and the floodplain that encroaches on the petitioner's parcel, it is not possible for additional storage to be placed on their property. The petitioner stated that they would like to explore options to place a shed or something on the property long-term by acquiring part of 702 South Buffalo Street, but that would be more of a future plan. This board must consider that that even though 704 South Buffalo Street has made the request, any variances granted today would be applied to 702 South Buffalo Street. This location is not ideal for exterior storage because it does not have the character of an industrial district. It is the opinion of the planning department that if this variance is approved, there should be a limitation placed on the approval ending January 30th of 2026. And this would be in alignment with the agreement that's attached with the gas station. This would enable the Beeman home to address the immediate need for additional storage, but also spur the petitioner towards a more desirable solution for a long-term solution for the storage. If approved, the petitioner will still be required to adhere to any applicable floodplain regulations for the placement of the shipping container, since there is additional floodplain in that area as well.
Can you address, well, I guess I should be asking, were there any inputs from the public prior to this?
None.
Okay. And what is the current use of 704 South Buffalo? What is the Beamer home using for, or do you want Renee?
And Renee could answer that. I believe they have a storefront where people can stop in and pick up.
Okay, just real quickly, Renee, let me just say, does anybody else have any questions or comments for Justin?
Is the date 26?
Yep, January 30th.
Seems like a long time.
So it's not actually as far away as you think. It's a little over a year and a half.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's when their agreement with the gas station expired. So I didn't want to go under a year.
Okay.
That seemed kind of weird to haul the thing out there. So I think that seemed appropriate since their agreement would expire then anyway.
Okay.
Give them a grace period, yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
No, that's
Okay.
good.
Renee? Here, I thought you were being super aggressive about campaigning for Bob's spot or something.
I'm Renee Salyer. I'm the executive director of the Beeman Home. And we own the property at 704 South Buffalo Street, which is Mary Ann's place. It's our basic needs center for our clients, but also a thrift store where we have items that come in donated to us, and then we put it on the floor and sell it. We bring in about 215, last month it was 215 donations into the store that whole month, and then we had about 1,100 shoppers in the thrift store. We collect items and save a lot of things for our clients to utilize when they move into their apartments. So we have furniture that we try to store, and we have just a very small shed right now that we keep items in. The store itself is small. The intake area for items is very small, and a lot of times we have to shut down donations for a day or two until we can sort through things and make more space. So we were trying to find the best solution to this without having to go out and rent a facility or find another building to house everything. And this seemed like the best solution. We talked to the Lassus brothers and came up with this agreement. Originally, I had asked them, possibly about selling some of their property to us, and I think eventually we can maybe make that deal, but this was the best solution for them at this time. And where the storage container is being placed or would be placed is the best location for their gas trucks to get in and out of the area, and then also, so that it's not so far out where we can access it too. So that's why I'm here to petition.
Have you thought through what you want to do in 2026 when this ends? I mean, what's your plan beyond that?
So according to the owner's representative, can be an ongoing agreement, but I would really like to find a better solution to this issue. We really need more space, so ultimately maybe purchasing land from them and building a storage unit or like a pool building back there or something that's nice to store our things in, or possibly down the road when we are able to maybe have more funds that we could access another building, but right now it's just something that we're not ready for, so.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Other questions or comments from the board?
I know it's really complicated.
Thanks, Renee.
Thank you,
Thanks for all you do with that group,
thank you.
Yeah.
the organization. Does anybody have any questions or comments or opposition to this request? Okay, if not, then I'll close it to the public. Board, are there any thoughts? Or are we ready for a vote?
I make the motion, we approve it.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, I think Jeff is just in front. So Jeff, second.
I
Go
just,
ahead.
and just make it clear that if you're approving it indefinitely or with that stipulation.
With that stipulation, yes.
The 2026.
Okay,
Yeah.
good point.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so Jeff seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good.
So at the end of 2026, when the agreement,
I'm going deaf, Renee. It's not
Sorry.
you.
At the end of 2026, when the agreement expires, do I have to come back and ask for another variance then?
Yeah, what you do is reapply and that's another reason for it being over a year, because after a year, you can request the same variance again.
Okay.
Towards the end of 2025, you could ask for another variance if it doesn't look like you have a solution in place.
Okay.
By then, so, yep.
Okay, it's not like we have to like get it moved out like that end of that.
No, you could time it so that you could,
Okay.
after a year, you could come back and renew it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
God bless.
Good.
Okay, very good. So now we're going to move on to, let's see, 2024-0303, South High Street. Go ahead, Justin.
So the petitioner has requested a variance to permit contractor offices within the C4 zoning district. The petitioner has a residential remodeling company and would like to locate at 151 South High Street. If approved, the building will have office space as well as a showroom for customers. The petitioner stated that no outdoor storage or stockpiling will take place, and they will not have any large construction vehicles parked on site. Hours of operation will be 7:30 a.m. through 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Since the petitioner will have a showroom and will not be stockpiling materials or operating heavy machinery at this location, the planning department believes that this variance request should be viewed favorably.
Okay. Again, public notifications or any inputs from anybody?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments of Justin?
What's it 151 now?
It's right there.
That's Mike
This is a photo.
Converse's old portraits that he works on.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How long has it been empty, or you don't know?
When did he put that on the market? It's been a couple of years.
It's another empty building downtown. If there are no further questions or comments, then anyone wishing to speak on behalf of this request?
Tyler Miller with Timber Rock Construction. Remodeling. We do new and remodeling in far as residential, but also like commercial. But pretty much like he said, just a storage showroom in front and keep all our materials inside. And most of our trucks are just pickup trucks, logo, professional. So, yeah.
Are you taking the entire building? Just
Yes.
like okay.
Yep.
Do you have a location someplace else?
We do. We currently are ending our lease behind Right Way Auto Shop, and it's about half that size.
Okay.
So we need room to expand. So this is perfect.
Where does the equipment and all that go, just out of curiosity? Where do you store that at?
far as what do you mean equipment?
Or do you have, saws and whatnot, where's all that?
Yeah, it's all stored in our shop there.
Okay, and it'll be
So-
stored inside
so
here?
it would be stored
Okay,
inside.
Okay, there's no
there.
outside equipment
Correct.
that you have to store?
Nope.
Okay, because you're interior.
We're all interior, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Wow.
Other questions or comments, gentlemen? Okay. Thank you very much.
right.
Anyone wishing to speak against or has questions? Hearing none, then I'll close it to the public. Board, any thoughts?
Sounds good.
Make a motion to approve this
Second.
request.
Second by Dan, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, okay.
That's good.
Have a great evening. Now let's do the paperwork. As my old drill sergeant in Barber School was saying, jump that over till the paperwork's done.
I'll make a motion that we
We adjourn. Okay, yeah. Second?
Yes.
Okay, second by Jeff, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, okay, very good. Good meeting. Now we get the paperwork done.
I'll send you guys my IT bill.
So Justin, I kind of want